Hello, crafty friends. This is Anya General with Ink, Paper, Scissors. It's time for another video. So today we'll be unboxing the Gina K fuse that I purchased back in October and have not had time to open or play with yet. We will also do some foiling and even create 2 sympathy cards at the end. While you're watching, please press the like button below so YouTube knows that you're enjoying my content. And while you're at it, also subscribe to my channel by pressing the subscribe button below so you see when I post another video. Now let's talk about the fuse. I was waiting for Gina K Designs to release their white fuse, as I preferred the white color to the limited edition purple, or amethyst as Gina calls it. I generally love purple, and I'm sure the machine is very pretty, but many things are white in my craft room, and the white fuse would fit better with everything else that I have in my happy place. Okay, so let's look at the machine. When you unpack the fuse, it is wrapped in a foil held by styrofoam in the box. I love the size as it is perfect for card making. The unit itself measures around 12¼ inches by a little less than 5½ inches, so it is perfect for your desk while you're crafting. The opening of the machine measures a little over 6.5 inches, so it's large enough to send your A2 panel through horizontally or vertically, or even a 6x6 sheet of cardstock. Then on top of the machine is a foil that protects the machine that you have to pull off before you start using your fuse. The Gina K fuse has a 4-roller system, which is double the rollers of a regular office laminator. The 4-roller system gives you double the heat and double the pressure, which is what you want when you're foiling on cardstock. Now let's talk about what comes in the box. You obviously get the machine, an instructions manual, a carrier sheet, 2 foil sheets from Gina's manufacturer, which is gold and silver. She warned in one of her videos that the foil is not as good as the Therm web foil or her fancy foil. And you also receive 2 toner cardstock pieces, one with butterflies, which is beautiful, and one with the balloons. Before I start foiling, I'm also getting my off-brand Swiffer dry cloth, which I will explain later in the video. Now let's talk about the back of the machine. On the back of the machine, there's the turn on button and then there's the jam release button. If your cardstock ever gets jammed, you can press the jam release button and your cardstock will reverse and come out the front again. When you turn the machine on, you also have to press the teal button on top to set it to the right setting. There are 6 settings from 0 to 5. For card making, we will mostly be using the 1st, 3rd, 4th, and 5th setting. The 1st setting is for vellum. The 3rd setting is for toner sheets or Poly-Glaze sheets. And the 4th and 5th settings are for heavy cardstock. It's time to start foiling now. I am foiling on the 3rd setting today, and I will show you the results. At the end, we will also make 2 cards. And one thing that's also worth mentioning is that the machine works with any foil that is made for laminating style foiling. Fancy foils by Gina K, Deco foils by Therm, or fun foils by Tailored Expressions. I also pulled out my foils and Poly-Glaze sheets to test out the machine. I will list all the products in the description below in case you're interested in anything specific. Now let's go through the first step of foiling together. I am cutting down my Poly-Glaze sheet with my sentiments. Then I'm taking that Swiffer cloth, which I use to wipe down my foil and my cardstock to make sure there's no cardstock fibers or dust particles between both of them. Then I'm cutting down the foil to fit the size of my sentiments. Then I'm wiping down the bottom part of the foil and the top part of the Poly-Glaze, and I'm placing them in the carrier sheet, making sure that the foil covers the sentiment. Then I'm gently pushing it into the machine and letting the rollers grab the carrier sheet. Then I'm cooling the foil and cardstock off a little by waving it back and forth, and then I pull the foil off from the cardstock. And the results are beautiful, shiny, and flawless. I do not let the foil go to waste that I have used. Gina sells Poly-Glaze sheets that I use with my used foil. The process is the same. I cut down the Poly-Glaze sheet in the size of the foil. Then I use my Swiffer cloth to wipe off my Poly-Glaze sheet and the bottom of my foil. I align the foil with the Poly-Glaze and place it in the carrier sheet. Then I gently push it into the machine and wait for the rollers to grab it. The result is a reversed sentiment, which I use in one of my cards later. I spend a good bit of time foiling, so I will play some music for you so you can enjoy the process of it. Then I will be back to create 2 sympathy cards with my foiled panels. Here is a quick review of all the foiling that I've done today and all the beautiful results that I've gotten. Now let's get started on our cards. For our cards today, I will need 2 white pieces of cardstock. I will also be using Master Layouts 1 and Master Layouts 2, as well as the You Are Enough stamp set and watercolor flowers. We will also be die cutting our sentiments with the Elegant Thoughts dies. So I'm starting by pulling out my Misty, then I'm getting the flower bouquet out of the You Are Enough stamp set and placing it into my Misty on top of the white cardstock. I am centering the flowers on my cardstock. I'm conditioning my stamp and then using my VersaFine Onyx black ink to stamp the flowers twice. I am taking my stamped panel and laying it aside so my ink can fully dry. Then I'm taking my second piece of white cardstock and placing it into my Misty. Then I'm taking the watercolor stamp set and pulling off the stamp that is on the bottom of the stamp set. I'm also pulling off the image that shows the top of the flower from the side and pulling it off of the carrier sheet. I am centering my stamp in my Misty on the white cardstock. I am conditioning my stamp and then I'm stamping the image with VersaFine Onyx black ink. I only need 1 impression this time, since the image is supposed to look like it's watercolored. I'm also cleaning my stamp and taking it off my Misty door. Then I'm aligning the top of the flower with the stamp. I grab the stamp with my Misty door and condition it with my fingers. Then I'm stamping the top of the flower with my VersaFine Onyx black ink. Then I'm laying my second stamped panel aside to give the ink time to dry. While my panels are drying, I am taking the 2 smaller rectangle dies from my Master Layouts 2 set. I am die cutting the larger of the 2 rectangles. It's the one without the stitching, twice out of black cardstock. Then I'm making sure both of my stamped panels are dry, and I'm taking the smaller rectangle, the one with the stitching, and I'm die cutting both stamped flowers with it. I am trying to keep the image in the center when aligning the die. I am die cutting both panels of screen. Then I'm taking the dies from the Elegant Thoughts set and die cutting my fold sentiments, saying with sympathy with the die. Once both of my sentiments are die cut, I can proceed to glue the white stamped panels to the black panels. I am placing a large stamping block on top of my glued panels so they dry flat. Then I'm taking my black fun foam and cutting it down to the size of the stamped rectangles. This will give my center point on the card dimension. I use scrapbook.com adhesive on my fun foam sheets as it makes for a quick assembly that way. Then I'm taking 2 of my gold foiled backgrounds and cutting them down to 4 1/4 inches by 5 1/2 inches. I am taking my Master Layouts 1 set and removing the 2 largest rectangles from the set. I am die cutting the gold background panels with the smaller of the 2 rectangles off screen. Then I'm taking some black cardstock and die cutting 2 black panels with the larger of the 2 rectangles off screen. At this point, all the heavy lifting for my cards is done. Now I just have to glue the gold foiled backgrounds to the black panels. And then it's time to assemble and finish my cards. I am gluing the large gold foiled background panels to my card base. Then I'm gluing the stamped flowers centered onto my background. And then I'm adding some foam squares to my sentiments and adding them to my cards. I am finishing up my cards with some gold pearls and my cards are finished. Sympathy cards are not always easy to make, but the gold foiled sentiments and backgrounds make them much easier. I hope you enjoyed today's video using the Gina K Fuse machine and watching me make the sympathy cards. Thank you for watching my video and spending your time with me. I hope this video encourages you to try foiling. Please press the like button so YouTube shares this video with others. I would also love it if you would subscribe to my channel so you're notified when I post another video. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment in the comment section below and I will make sure to answer it. I have linked some other videos that may interest you above. Thank you and have a blessed day.